This is Garageland on RT2XM with me, Dermot Lambert, and Ayanna will be joining us on the show as well for some interviews that are going to be coming up on a very special edition of the show. We're going to be looking back across all of the restricted mics that we've done since June of 2020, now that we're back in lockdown properly again. We've done 5 of these with the City of Dublin Youth Service Board since the start of lockdown, and the facts and figures as they've come into us now, it just makes very interesting reading. So we're going to go and have a chat to Brian Healy from CDYSB and Morris Noble from CDYSB. We're also going to chat to Alan Tully out in Ballyfermot, where they have the family-based youth organisation or youth club. And Factus, Irish-speaking youth organisation, and then we're going to be having a chat with Mackenzie Lowe over in Fuse nightclub, and getting the responses and the reactions back from how this restricted mic project has actually turned out. It turned into a bit of a monster, and I'm going to read you some figures here. So we've done 10 one-hour episodes of restricted mic online and on RTE since June 2020. Each episode featured an average of 50 young musicians. We've had direct engagement with youth clubs, up to 150 multiplied by 10, direct engagement with young people, 1,500 participants across the year and a half. We've encouraged the creation of over 100 music videos. We've encouraged the writing of over 50 original songs, and the audience reach that we've had has been well in excess of 100,000, with over 12,000 video views across the various platforms. We're super happy to be able to have done this project. It is much bigger than we thought it would be, and it's great. We believe it's been a good bit of help, and tonight we're going to have a look back across some of the people involved, like I mentioned. So without further ado, we're going to go across to Mackenzie Lowe, where Ayanna has been chatting to Mackenzie. Mackenzie has taken part in every restricted mic since we started this, so take it away, Ayanna and Mackenzie.
Don't cry, snowman, not in front of me. Ooh, catch your tears if you can't catch me, darling. If you can't catch me, darling. Don't cry, snowman, don't you leave me this way. A bottle of water can hold me close, baby. Can hold me close, baby. I want you to know that I'm never leaving, 'cause I miss the snow till death will be freezing. Yeah, you are my home for all seasons. So come on, let's go below zero and hide from the sun. I love you forever and we'll have some fun. Let's get to the North Pole and live happily. Please don't cry now, 'tis now, it's Christmas, baby. My snowman and me. My snowman and me, baby. Don't cry, snowman, don't you fear the sun. Who'll carry me without legs to run, honey? Without legs to run, honey. Don't cry, snowman, don't you shed a tear. Who'll hear my secrets if you don't have ears, baby? If you don't have ears, baby. I want you to know that I'm never leaving, 'cause I miss the snow till there will be freezing. Yeah, you are my home for all seasons. So come on, let's go below zero and hide from the sun. I love you forever and we'll have some fun. Let's get to the North Pole and live happily. Please don't cry, no tears now, it's Christmas, baby. My snowman and me. My snowman and me.
Now you're watching Restricted Mic. I'm Ayanna Church and I'm here with Mackenzie Lowe and her mum Vicky. So hi Mackenzie.
Hello.
Hi Vicky. We're
Hi.
so happy to have you here. Thanks for coming in for a chat.
Thanks We're happy to be here.
Great to have you. Now Mackenzie, did you know you're one of the few people who've done all 5 Restricted Mics amazing.
Yeah, I love doing it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Now, can you tell me a bit more about the process of recording your videos and stuff? Because they look amazing.
So basically, I go to my local youth group and they normally record for me, and yeah, they set it all up for me, and I go down and I get it normally the next day or two. So
yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
And do you think restricted mic has helped you and like benefited you during lockdown?
Yeah, for sure. Like during lockdown, it's been very boring, like no school or whatever. So I've been like doing that, and it's been like helping me.
Yeah. And would you say that your time with restricted mic has kind of inspired you to write your own songs or kind of develop your own original music?
Yeah, I've been considering doing it lately, and it's had a great like interest. Made me have a great interest in writing.
That'd be great. Yeah, brilliant. And who's your favourite artist, would you say?
Adele and Bruno Mars.
Yeah, fantastic. And have you ever performed with a live audience?
Yeah. I do shows in my local variety group.
Oh, amazing.
I do a variety group, yeah. So I do shows twice a year with them, and usually I sing twice a year. So
that's amazing, yeah. And would you prefer the live audience or would you prefer kind of recording yourself?
The live audience,
the live audience, yeah. Well, it's actually funny. We usually, if we do the live audience with the open mic, with it's usually kind of 200 people will be in the audience, but we're actually reaching kind of in excess of 60,000 people with the live streaming on all the social media. Yeah, it's amazing. So like that's great exposure for you and stuff with. Yeah, no, it's brilliant for all the artists. And Vicky, then, so like how has the process been for you? Like watching Mackenzie do all the recording and everything in your house.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
She's singing since she could talk.
Yeah.
Always going around the house, so it's just just went down from there, just absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
And we're getting opportunities to do in studio, it excites her even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's making her more hungry for it. I can see it all the time.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So that's the next thing we're trying to say to her, start writing, but at the moment, hard in school, loads of work.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So when she does get a little bit of time, hopefully that'll be our next. I'd love
That's
to see her
fantastic,
writing.
like you're doing so well, yeah.
Thank you.
You should be very proud. It's brilliant. Well, thanks for coming in to chat to us today.
Thanks for
It's
having
been
us.
great to have you. It's been great to
Thank
meet
you.
No problem.
Thank you.
When the rain is blowing in your face and the whole world is on your case, I could offer you a warm embrace to make you feel my love. When the evening shadows and the stars appear and there is no one there to dry your tears, I could hold you for a million years to make you feel my love. I know you haven't made your mind up yet, but I would never do you wrong. I've known it from the moment that we've met. No doubt in my mind we belong. I go hungry, I go black and blue. I go crawling down the avenue. No, there's nothing that I wouldn't do to make you feel my love.
This is Garageland on RT2XM with me, Dermot Lambert, on this very special edition of the show. As I said earlier, we're looking back across the Restricted Mic project that we've done over the last year and a half, supported by RTE and in partnership with the City of Dublin Youth Service Board. Now, on the City of Dublin Youth Service Board, Brian Healy is one of the people in power in the organisation, and I had a couple of words myself with Brian about the overall project.
Restricted Mic, you know, has albeit because of the COVID situation, has found a space that we need to protect and we need to develop and give opportunity for those young artists to be able to develop their craft and then access an audience that otherwise they may never have access to. Now, for us in CDYSB, CDETB, Dermot, you know, in a way, and certainly for me, who's not involved in the music industry, while we're talking about a particular platform, a particular, aspect of young people's development through music, for me, when I broaden that out, you know what I mean? For me particularly, just happens to be that it's music in this case. It's creativity through songwriting. It's an expression through singing and playing musical instruments, right? But I think we need never forget what's behind all that as well. The element of self-esteem, self-worth, just the general development of young people in terms of the feel-good factor. It's fantastic for people's mental health. And I certainly think with the COVID thing and everything else, this has been a massive lifeline to some of those young people. And then the trickle effect on that to their friends, their families, you know what I mean? There's a whole thing behind that.
Yeah.
The conversations that creates between those young people, the level of excitement and sense of achievement, both for the individuals, but also the respect that's given to that by family members and friends who then say, oh, my friend was on such and such. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah.
When young people say that, it's not just giving a support or a leg up to the person who's performed. That sense of being part of that connection, being part of, I know them, and they're my friends, and look at them on that, gives an element of credibility to them as well. And it's all in that conversation of feel good, positive mental health and mental well-being, and I think for that reason I have to say, hats off to you for Morris and yourself and the crew behind that, because you have persevered on this and gone above and beyond any expectation.
Wake up to the sound of the silence that allows for my mind to run around with my ear up to the ground. I'm searching to behold the stories that I told when my back is to the world. I was smiling when I turned. Tell you you're the greatest, but once you turn they hate us. Oh, the misery, everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy, everybody wants to be my enemy. My enemy. But I'm ready, your words up on the wall as you're praying for my fall, and the laughter in the halls and the names that I've been called. I stack it in my mind and I'm waiting for the time when I show you what it's like to be words spit in the mind. Tell you you're the greatest, but once you turn they hate us. Oh, the misery, everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy, everybody wants to be my enemy. My enemy. I stay, I shake, and I think about the powers at play, the powers at play. And the kids and the doctor, from the start, and the child in the basement, face to the pavement. Oh, what a statement! Love is embracement, love is a constant, love is a basis. He cannot be, she cannot be, they cannot be chained. Keep on praying. Goodbye. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. My enemy. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Spare the sympathy. Everybody wants to be my enemy. Pray it away. I swear that I'll never be a saint. No way. My enemy, pray it away. I swear I'll never be a saint.
Is immeasurable, and the numbers show it in terms of the constant coming back for more and more. Morris tells the story of the young artist who was too shy to come on the videos, so they did the offline. And then the next time they play a piano, they were willing to have their fingers shown, and now all of a sudden they're there. And so how you guys have taken a particular pace and approach to that, to respect where those young people are at and to develop their confidence. And that confidence development and confidence support spans way beyond the thing to do with just performing. It's something that encroaches on all aspects of their lives. And I just think I'm just delighted that with CDYSB and the City of Dublin Education and Training Board are a partner in that with you, with Garageland, because I just think it's phenomenal. Another example, Dermot, and I'm sure it's within all the restricted mic stuff that you've done. But again, going back to the Indie Festival, when Christy Dignam and you pulled him into the gig, brought his group together and performed at that with those young people, and he brought one of the young people up onto the stage with him, young lad from Ballymun. I'll never forget it, right? Who was a massive fan, as his family was, and the story that young person will be able to tell as he goes through life, the story that his parents will be able to tell about the significance and the impact that had at the time and will continue to have from an opportunity point of view is one of those immeasurable things that I talk about. One of those very hard to give the extent of the credits to and the value to in any piece of writing and anything else.
Yeah. So
I think we're in that. It's, in youth work about one significant adult, and they don't mean one person. What they're talking about is just at the lowest common denominator, the extent to which a significant adult through conversation or whatever else can have an impact on the life of a young person. And I think that filters through everything that you do, for those young artists who at this moment in time, whether they become the next U2 or not, the journey in itself and the value of the journey is phenomenal, and there's something about giving the level of credibility to that right across the city as we speak now. There are young people who are preparing for the next one.
Oh, definitely,
and the level by which, and I hope it doesn't in some way inhibit their other educational development through school, but you can just imagine the excitement of it, okay, and if they're going to school, and when they come out of school, they're getting practicing, they're putting words on paper, they know they're meeting Dermot and Morris and the crew, and they have that factored in, and it's just that thing, that importance of those elements of being in the moment in life.
2XM Garageland with Dermot Lambert.
just call home. My only friend was a man in the moon. Even sometimes we would go away too. Then one night as I closed my eyes, I saw a shadow flying high. He came to me with the sweetest smile, told me he wanted to talk for a while. He said, Peter Pan, that's what they call me. I promise that you'll never be lonely. Ever since that day, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're both playing in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me, away from all love, reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. He sprinkled me in pixie dust and told me to believe in him and believe in me. Together we will fly away in a cloud of green to your beautiful destiny. As you say about the time that never loved me, I realized I finally had a family. Soon enough we reach Neverland, peacefully as I hit the sand. And ever since that day, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're both playing in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me, away from all love, reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Peter Pan, think about Wendy, darling. Even Captain Hook, you are my perfect storybook. Neverland, I love so you are now my home, sweet home forever. A lost boy at last. Peter Pan, think about Wendy, darling. Even Captain Hook, you are my favorite storybook. Neverland, I love so you are now my home, sweet home forever. A lost boy at last. And for always I will say, I am a lost boy from Neverland, usually hanging out with Peter Pan. And when we're both playing in the woods, always on the run from Captain Hook. Run, run, lost boy, they say to me, away from all love, reality. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free. Neverland is home to lost boys like me, and lost boys like me are free.
Garageland on RT2XM with me, Dermot Lambert. Happy Christmas, by the way. I just realised it is Happy Christmas week. We are doing a special on the Restricted Mic project that we've been working on for the last year and a half. And some very impressive figures and some very impressive engagement, as I mentioned earlier in the show. We are going to go across now. Ayana was chatting to Alan Tully from Family Base out there in Ballyfermot. And they've got a brilliant facility out there. And the two videos we've just shown have been Ash Heavey and Alicia Berry, who are members of the Family Base group. So take it away, Ayana and Alan.
Cool. Well, the music program has been running. I've been looking after this program, Family Base, since probably 2015, and it's I suppose it started with the fact that the Family Base facility, they're very lucky, given the facility that they have in it, that it's a youth centre with a recording studio, with a small theatre, and all the equipment for video production, audio production. So it started out with the idea of just kind of making that accessible to the public, the community, at no cost, and getting, I suppose, young people in to, use the equipment, learn about the equipment, and then, I suppose, spread it then to their friends, to the wider community within that. So just a brief history of it would have been started out that, I would have been the kind of main facilitator of the group initially. And we would have started off as a kind of I suppose, just like a jamming circle, just people with guitars and keyboards and just sitting around and throwing songs out, and then kind of getting even like bits of karaoke for those who just were maybe quite comfortable singing in their own bedroom, and kind of just getting them in and singing. And then that would have stepped into getting people around the recording process, and then the video process, and then handing that knowledge over to the young people, and then they record each other and themselves. And that's kind of where it's come to now, that you've got young people who would have started back in 2015, coming in when they were maybe the transition year age and that, or maybe third, fourth, fifth year. And now they're coming back as, I suppose, peer leaders and peer educators for the new younger generation. So where the music group is kind of at now, I suppose we can get into, I'm sure we'll get into what COVID did to all that. And
of course.
we had to adapt. We'll get into that. But I suppose what we're trying to get to now is that you've got the young people who were participants back when the group started, and now the leaders of the main kind of facilitators of the group, of the next kind of generation, we'll say, the younger young people coming in, who again are the same, I suppose, the same kind of demographic, or certainly the same kind of targets that we would have had for that group, where a lot of it is word of mouth, young people just coming in, and kind of this would be kind of from age, maybe, I think at the moment the music group is probably from age 10 to 13. That's the kind of span of it at the moment. So you've got a combination of young people just hearing through their friends, and then you've got some referrals that might come in from other youth services. They might come in from CAMS, through TUSLA. Young people who, might be looking for that. They're not sure what they're looking at, to be honest. And the recording studio and the music program does span an awful lot of those things, as we're all too familiar with now. Whether it's learning about music, it's learning about recording, it's learning about video editing, it's learning about live streaming, all that type of stuff within it. So it's an awful lot for young people to kind of come in and I suppose contribute and get involved with.
So have you found Restricted Mic, and how did you find that kind of brought in with the musicians in Family Base?
I think Restricted Mic, it's just great. It's so great that when we were trying to think about how do we do this, we were being contacted by Morris, by Dermot, saying, look, we want to do this too. So you're trying to figure out the ways to marry, and I think we all had a fairly steep learning curve over the last 2 years about online, and if you'd done this 10 years ago, it wouldn't be possible with technology, but now it's so accessible for people. So that was a big benefit. I suppose it was us wrapping our heads around it, but ultimately it provided that stage that wasn't there otherwise. So I mean, I think we all know it's difficult engaging people online, and especially after a certain amount of time when they were being engaged, young people were engaged online for everything else. They actually wanted a break from it. And you're ringing them in the evening, and being in school on Zoom or Google Classroom all day. Come on, jump onto Zoom. They're like, no, I need a break. But it was wonderful to have the outlet there for the Restricted Mics. I think it's also like that type of thing of what's the word? Like, if you have an external from your own organization, if you've got a little bit of kind of positive pressure, like people are like, come here, get us clips, get us videos. It kind of lights a nice bit of drive, and you're like, great, we've got to get something together for this.
That's cool.
And it's great, but it's great for the workers, it's great for the young people. That was kept at that throughout that,
Fantastic. Well, thanks for talking to us today.
No problem.
It's really interesting. It's brilliant what you're doing and everything. So thank you.
Where are those happy days? They seem so hard to find. I tried to reach for you, but you've closed your mind. Whatever happened to our love? I wish I understood. It used to be so nice, it used to be so good. So when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS. The love you gave me, nothing else can save me. SOS. When you're gone, how can I even try to go on? Though I try, how can I even try to go on? You seem so far away, though you were standing near. You made me feel alive, but something died, I fear. I really tried to make it up. I wish I understood. What happened to our love? It used to be so good. So when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS. The love you gave me, nothing else can save me. SOS. When you're gone, how can I even try to go on? When you're gone, though I try, how can I carry on? So when you're near me, darling, can't you hear me? SOS. The love you gave me, nothing else can save me. SOS. When you're gone, how can I even try to go on? When you're gone, though I try, how can I carry on? When you're gone, how can I even try to go on? When you're gone, though I try, how can I carry on?
2XM Garageland with Dermot Lambert.
This is Garageland on RT2XM with me, Dermot Lambert, for a very special edition of the show. We're looking back across 1.5 years of Restricted Mic. And earlier in the week, Ayanna Church, our own Ayanna, had a chat with our own Maurice Noble.
Hi, my name's Ayanna Church and I'm here with Maurice Noble from the City of Dublin Youth Service Board. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and today we'll be talking a little bit about Restricted Mic. So I'd love to just talk to me about how it came about in the first place.
Well, the initial idea came from, prior to COVID, we would have had kind of open mics and we would have had shows in the Helix and the F2 Centre, the Sean and Casey Centre.
Yeah.
But with restrictions in place, that wasn't possible. So we tried to figure out a way that we could still engage young people, and the idea of doing the restricted mics as a remote kind of process, it stemmed from that, and it's been kind of, the feedback, it's been very positive. I think a lot of people, or a lot of young people, sorry, have got a lot out of it, and we've been kind of doing it for more or less kind of two years now.
Yeah, it's great to keep people performing during COVID and everything, just kind of keep the spirits and the motivation up.
Yeah. No, I think it's been very good.
Yeah,
Well, I want to emphasise that it's not just me, it's part of a team within CDYSB, from Celine Martin, our head of operations, down to Brian Blackburn, who keeps the building open, to even one of our admin team. Her song appears in one of the promos as a little kind of clip, dancing clip of just a child dancing.
Yeah.
The way only a young child can dance with such freedom and abandon. So
Fantastic.
it's teamwork as well.
Yeah. And any outstanding moments during Restricted Mic that would stick out for you?
There's been loads kind of throughout. Like the talent that's out there among young people is fairly incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how much they realise that having a gift, be it singing or playing an instrument, it's not something that everybody has.
Yeah.
But a couple of outstanding moments will be, one young person from Clubhouse up by the Guinness Centre. They wrote a lovely song, only 16 years of age, and they wrote this beautiful song, very kind of simple melody, but it was, in my opinion, a top class song that was kind of very professionally done.
Yeah, brilliant.
Another young person, same again, 16, and when they started with us, there was a video of their fingers kind of playing the piano, and maybe by the third or the fourth kind of restricted mic, they were showing that kind of face on it, and so it kind of shows the progress and the talent development building in the young people.
Yeah, brilliant.
So it's very good from that point of view.
It's fantastic. Well, thanks for talking to me today.
Thank you.
Brilliant.
Okay.
XM Garageland with Dermot Lambert.
This is Garageland on RT2XM with me, Dermot Lambert, for our last episode of the year, and a special look across the restricted mics that we did with the City of Dublin Youth Service Board, supported by RTE. Earlier in the week, we also had Ayanna. She was out and about around the place, so she was interviewing people left, right and centre. And this is Ayanna chatting to Debbie Brannigan in Finglas Youth Service.
Hi, you're watching Restricted Mic with me, Ayanna Church, and I'm here with Debbie Brannigan, who's with Fuse. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Lovely to chat with you. So, if at all, how has Restricted Mic, in your opinion, helped the young people and the community?
Well, I suppose we were in lockdown and we had no place to meet up, so the only thing we were doing was messages through WhatsApp and trying to send out different links that Morris had sent us on that that were happening.
Yeah.
But other than that, we weren't meeting up as a group.
Yeah.
So as soon as Morris got in touch with us and said Restricted Mic was on, I thought they'd all hop at it. We've about 5 or 6 that would be talented singers. Some of them hadn't got the confidence, didn't, you know,
Yeah,
they
of
were out of school and they weren't mixing with other kids and stuff, so they were a bit shy. But Mackenzie had got in touch to say that she'd be interested in doing it because she missed singing in school and in her variety group and stuff like that. So we didn't know what to do because she had done a few videos and the sound wasn't great, and I talked to a friend of mine who's quite good with social media and stuff, like making videos and stuff. So we threw her into the car and we brought her around Finglas and we did a video to match the song or try to work it that way.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And we didn't know what level, like, people were doing it in their bedrooms or what, because this was our first time to be open to anything like that. So that's what we done. We put a piece together for Mackenzie. There was another girl, Maya, who's a great singer as well, and we thought she might want to do something, but she didn't jump at it this time, or any of the times. But we just tried to do our best for Mackenzie, you know, and encourage her. So she really
fantastic.
enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's brilliant. I actually was just going to ask you how you would support them kind of in the recording process and everything. Just tell me a bit more about that.
I suppose, you know, the social media and stuff and using videos, it's the young person's game. You know, they find it so easy, whereas all our leaders are all 40 plus.
Yeah.
And so we just pulled in people that we would know that would make, you know, videos. One or two girls that I know would do videos in the area, you know, if it's Halloween or something, they might do the local graveyard or stuff like that. So they sort of helped out.
It's brilliant to get more people involved in it as well. Yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah.
And I mean, singing is, I mean, for all of them, we've done a couple of things before lockdown. We did a carol service and stuff for the homeless, and they all got involved in the local church, and they all love singing together. And even, you know, if we have a night that Casey, one of the girls we know, she's a music student, so she comes down and plays guitar. So they're just so happy, you know what I mean, when there's music on, and they just get involved. But creates the atmosphere. But we were lucky that Mackenzie, you know, we were able to help her, and she wanted to do it. So I suppose it's just, you know, helping her get the best out of it. So anything that came up, she hopped on, and if that's one out of a group of 26 or 27, that's, you know, that's enough. Yeah.
It's brilliant. And have you found it difficult maintaining kind of the engagement with the community and kind of people that will be involved just during lockdown?
It's been hard for the kids, especially because they love, you know, hanging out together and meeting up. And I mean, their club was we were based in Erinsisle, and so they weren't playing camogie, they weren't playing football, they weren't going to the U club. So it was tough on them, and, you know, we weren't contacting them, you know, straight. It was through the parents group and trying to anything that, you know, Morris recommended and stuff like that. He really kept in touch. He was great through CDYSB, and so anything that was going on, we posted. They did the science thing as well, like Mackenzie's video went in for that, and she won an award for that, so that was good. So they all watched it and got hyped up because she was in it. But it's so hard, like, for so long that we weren't meeting up, and because we're a voluntary group and restrictions, you know, we just couldn't meet. You know, it wasn't fair.
Possible,
it wasn't fair because the group is so big, and even at the moment we have them split on 2 nights. Yeah. There's 11 one night, and then there's 15 the other night. We haven't taken any new members because. You know, we just can't. You know, we don't want to lose meeting up. So we're following restrictions and trying to
make the best of it. Yeah. Well, it's great work that you do. Thanks so much for coming in to talk to us.
Oh, thanks. No, thank you, and thank Dermot. And the whole process was great. And I mean, we encouraged all the kids to watch it, and the talent was unreal. Like,
it was amazing.
The talent, you know, in Ireland and in Dublin especially is fantastic. And I mean, a lot of them got so much out of it, and it was well worth it. Well worth it. Yeah.
Thanks a million.
2XM Garageland with Dermot Lambert.
Don't you know I'm no good for you? I learned to lose you, can't afford to. Tore my shirt to stop you bleeding. My nothing ever stopped you leaving. Quiet when I'm coming home and I'm on my own. I can lie and say I like it like that, like it like that. Yeah, I can lie and say I like it like that, like it like that. Don't you know too much already? I'll only hurt you if you let me. Call me friend, but keep me closer. And I'll call you when the party's over. I can lie and say I like it like that, like it like that. I can lie and say I like it like that, like it like that. But nothing is better sometimes. Once we've both said our goodbyes, let's just let it go. Let me let you go. Quiet when I'm coming home and I'm on my own. I can lie and say I like it like that, like it like that. I can lie and say I like it like that, like it like that.
Garageland with Dermot Lambert.